Hey everyone, welcome to Live App Review. This is episode 32. We're going to talk about Generate, the generative app that we've demoed in previous Live App Reviews. And what we're going to do today is we're just going to make some NFT art and just kind of mess around. And we might break a few things because it's still on testnet and going through some user testing. We got Vadim, we got Dorian. You guys want to say hi?
Hey.
All right.
Good voice.
Okay, let's jump in. I'll share my screen. So here we are. This is like what it looks like when you land on Generate. There's a bunch of a bunch of art, right? So just if you haven't seen it before, basically these are NFTs that are made with code. So if you go to the create section, you can see, an example here of one of the code pieces of art. You can do like, this is an audio reactive NFT, like bop, 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 kind of cool. And oh, if I'm too quiet, I'm gonna move my microphone closer. I noticed that because of the audio NFT that I was quiet. Here's one using 3JS. So 3JS is like a popular 3D library. And what this is if you're not familiar with the concept of like Perlin noise, it's like a smooth random function. So basically, like if you've ever seen computer generated cloud filters or anything like that, or like even a lot of stuff in Minecraft that's randomly generated is generated using this function. Fun fact, I've actually met Ken Perlin, the guy who made this this function, or this sort of like this algorithm, this concept. So kind of cool. There's like a spirograph. So you can see the machine that draws it, and then you can see the colors. Now, one thing about this is you might be kind of asking like, hey, what's all this junk here at params, all this stuff? Well, I kind of have like a very rough syntax here. I'm looking for feedback on how I should kind of define this stuff, but these are just sort of like a parameters for your series of NFTs. So it's defined as just a like what we would call like just a plain old JavaScript object. So just it's kind of like JSON, but just a little looser. And then you can just kind of quickly sketch out, what you want. For this particular, spirograph, you have minting parameters and owner parameters that you as the artist can specify. And you can also, it's not in this example, but I'll have to go to a different one. Maybe, oh, it's not in this one either. That's like flocking like birds, like they're gonna fly around and like paint stuff. In another example, maybe, I think it's this one. Yeah, you can enforce unique minting arguments and you can enforce unique owner arguments. If you set these to true, that means that if I create this token, once I create the series, if I let somebody mint one of the tokens in the series with a background color of red or this sort of mustard, then nobody else can have a token with that background color. So that's minting parameters. And then once you own a token, you can I mean, this is optional, so this could be not there, or you could set it to false. But basically, once you own the token, you can specify some values as well, and then based on those values, it would mean that the tokens have to be unique. So let's think about this for a second. Like as an artist, you could kind of like gamify this. So what you could do is you could basically say like, allowed colors equal, color choice. And then basically color choice up here could be one of these owner parameters. So you could specify like color choice, and then you could say that this is going to start at 0 and it's going to be an int, and you can specify a min of 0 and a max of let's say 2. So think about it, 0, 1, 2 are your color choices, right? And then what you do is here, you basically say, you know, const colors equals, and then I'll have to get some actual, some actual colors. I think I just steal from here. So I'll just steal these like color arrays here. Now they're all the same, I realize that, but basically, and then finally, you know, let's say chosen color equals colors at allowed colors. Or I think you could just take this and put it straight in here, but basically allowed colors. So now allowed colors has to be within this range. So let's say somebody was like crafty. This, by the way, the min max is only enforced on the front end. So let's say somebody got crafty, they put in like a 3, it's not going to work. So basically chosen color is going to be something, you know, that you can't have. So it's not going to work. So what you could do is at that point in time, as the artist, you could make the code like crash, or you could put up a message saying that's not the right color or whatever. But I think that's not coming out in that console. I had like a little console to help you, but I guess it's not logging everything. So undefined. Yeah, so that color is undefined, chosen color, I think. Let's take a look here. Hold on. Oh, it's still 0. Oh, that's because I set the max. Sorry, the default. So if you test a value, you know, 3, it's going to go to this array 0, 1, 2, 3, and there is no 3. So, you know, it's basically going to crash, right? And at this point in time, like as the artist, you could basically, you could do something here. You could say like if no chosen color, return. And then there's no art. So, you know, too bad, right? You didn't choose one of the chosen colors. Now, where it gets interesting is like a gamification thing is, let's say there's only 3 of these tokens, okay? So there's 3 in existence and there's 3 color choices. And now based on the code, the actual source code, and the parameter or the values that are going to come in from the 3 different, there will only be 3 NFT owners. There will only be 3 NFTs, right? So the maximum supply is enforced, the owner arguments are enforced, and based on the code, the color choice is enforced. And now each one of these people, so let's imagine we're choosing our colors as owners, each one of these people has to basically choose one of these colors. And once they've chosen it, that's it, it's over, right? It doesn't really make sense as an owner parameter because the owner parameters are intended to be changed at any time, but you can easily just move this up as a minting parameter. And then once the 3 tokens are minted with only those 3 color choices, because they're enforced, you'll never be able to mint 2 tokens with color choice 0. Are you guys, is everybody starting to get this? Because like, I think it's pretty cool, but apparently nobody's playing with it. But I think it's kind of cool. It's a game, right? So for example, like obviously color choices are like, they're kind of stupid, but like, I mean, I'm not like a video game maker. I don't know what I'm doing, you know, like me personally. So, so there's a different color, or is it that different? I don't think so. Let's make it like pure yellow. Is it? Oh no, it's not doing anything. Hold on. I'll use the chosen color as the background color. Yay. And then we'll get rid of this one. So basically, oh, background color. Yeah, get rid of it there. So now chosen color choice is actually enforced uniquely. So think about this. We actually have made an NFT that is a game, like it's an actual game. And there's only 3 in existence, and there are only 3 actual colors. Oh, that green doesn't look very good. Let's do this. Make it a little bluey. Make it more bluey. Okay, so we have color choice 0, this mustard, color choice 1, this nasty green, and color choice 2. So if I create this right now, only me, Vadim, and Dorian, if we mint these tokens and we choose these colors, if we both like, let's say I choose 0, Vadim chooses 0, the the actual near blockchain will not let us create it. It will basically just say, sorry, there's already a token with that combination of minting parameters. In this case, only one, and you can't do that. And actually, it's kind of cool how I do this is with the, I do it with the hash of the series name combined with the minting parameters joined with like a comma. So basically they're all JSON. So basically you take the series name, you take all of the minting values that people are minting their tokens with, and you just join them, and then you hash them and you put them in a set inside the contract. And you basically say, if it's enforced and if it exists in the set already, tell this person that they cannot mint it. And that's it. And that's how you create like kind of like cool, fun economic games. Now let's imagine it wasn't background colors just for a sec. Like, let's imagine it was actually something more fun. So let's actually go get something like, let's get like characters. So instead of background colors, let's, I mean, we'll leave that, but instead what we're gonna do is we're gonna make maybe, well, we'll still stick with 3, but what we'll do is we'll oh no, 3, okay, so 3 times 3 choices, right, is gonna be total of 9 different uniques, because you could have 0, you know, 0 and 0, and you could have 0 and 1, 0 and 2, and then you could have 1 and 0, 1 and 1, 1 and 2. So you could have 9. So let's make 9, and let's do color choice, and let's do like we'll call it object choice, and then we'll set a default 0, min max, so the same. So it's a 3 times 3. This is a 3 times 3 choice, right? And then what we'll do is we'll go to chosen object, and this will get somewhere really quick, so don't worry. But this is why I think it's actually like this Generate project is kind of cool. Wait a sec. Why did I call this allowed colors? I'll call it color index, and then I'll call this object index. I mean, it's super weird. And then chosen color. Yeah, I named it really funny. Sorry about that. So colors, objects, chosen color, chosen object, that kind of works. Object index is here, and then objects are going to be, so what I'm going to make this array as is I'm going to make it an array of URLs. And actually, I don't even know any of this stuff. Like, I just go to this processing thing and I just look for like image, load, display an image. Okay, cool. You know, you can probably load it with an absolute URL, I'm assuming. Oh, I flicked to like my other browser window. I'm trying to get some CI stuff to work. Okay, where am I? Okay, here we go. I'm distracted. Okay, assets moonwalk. So that obviously doesn't exist. So I guess we could just go get some like some links to some GIFs here. So we'll get some links to GIFs. Just a sec. What am I doing here? Okay, I think this will work. I mean, I hope. So objects, chosen object, object index, object choice. Yeah, a lot of kind of stupid variable names and stuff. Sorry for that. And then image. So image, load image. So we'll just wrap this in a load image here, this part. Chosen object. We'll just do that. And that's going to have an error. Okay, so it's having some sort of cannot load image is not defined.
You have colors, not objects. Load image, then objects.
Oh, right? No. Yeah, objects. Load image is not defined, huh? Image, load image. Declare variable image. Why would image, load image not be defined? That's pretty weird. Hang on a sec. Let's just log this out. Let's make sure that this is something. Make sure that's good. Okay. Load image. Okay.
Did they import this name from any library?
I don't know. That's weird.
I mean, in your example. Okay, let me check.
I'm just gonna look for this P5JS. What is not defined. Oh, it needs to be called inside one of the functions. So you can't call it out of the setup or the draw. So basically, let's declare. Let's do this. Let's just overwrite the same variable, chosen object. So just because like I'm kind of lazy here. Chosen object equals load image chosen object. Okay, looks like it's passing now. So it had to be inside setup or draw, so that's fine. Okay, so now we have a chosen object, but we don't have the other objects. So let's go get some other objects. I don't know what's up with Giphy right now. Let's do this guy. It's like a little sushi guy. What's this? Okay. So let's go here. Let's close the console. Whoa, where'd I go? Okay. So there's the second character or object or whatever. And imagine like, we have to use our imagination. We have to pretend we're like, it's like a game or something. Like maybe these are like avatars of a game, right? So let's go back here. So we have like the character select screen. Hey, James Young joined. What's up, James Young?
Yo, yo.
Yo.
Hey, James. Hey.
So when we go to draw the particle, we can actually there's a draw method here for the part display. Yeah. So we can actually just hijack this, and we're just gonna we have to reference this thing. Like I don't know all of this stuff, so it's pretty funny because I don't really know all this stuff. I'm just like, when it comes to this stuff, I used to be really like kind of into graphics programming, but now I'm just like total like a script kiddie. Like I just copy paste stuff everywhere. So there's the position X, the position Y, and then we'll have to go for like some fixed width and height. Hey, look, there's that dog. My computer's pretty beefy, so it can handle it, but oh, we'll get rid of the dot. And then there's an image, there's like a rect mode thing for image, like image mode center or something. I do know that. I used to teach kids how to write processing code. Image mode or like rect mode center, image mode corner center. That's it. Okay. So whoops, I keep going back to IDE. It's like a force of habit. So now you've chosen your character, and imagine this is like a game, or it's like some game where you like, this is your avatar or whatever, right? Kind of stupid if you're like a dog avatar. But if you choose like one of these cute cartoons, that looks not bad, right? So remember, going back to the whole point of Generate, the whole point is that there's way too many of these things too. I don't know how to limit them. They're just going to keep getting created. P-run. I don't know what to do. There's lifespan, and then there's how many total? Oh, add particle. Okay, where's this happening? Oh, with every draw. So what you can do is you can do something like, if you want to limit this, you can do frame count mod 4. So every 4th frame equals 0. And then it's a little hacky, but it works. I think that should limit how many of these guys. Whoa, there's still quite a few. So, is this even working? Oh yeah, it is working. So you can do it like very infrequently now. It'll happen like every little bit. Okay, I'm having a lot of fun here. I don't know about you all, but I've made my little game here where my characters pop out. The point I wanted to really illustrate here is that when you create this NFT with Generate with code, this code where the character must be selected. So remember we had, if there's no chosen color, return. If there's no chosen object, we can return as well. So if somebody comes along and they go, hey, I'm gonna hack this thing and I'm gonna pick a different choice outside of the default, well, then they're gonna have a bad time. They're not gonna be able to pick their characters. Hey, look, different character. Yes, yes, cat flipping box. So basically, the whole point of this is that you've got this way to basically say, I'm going to let you choose the background color of your token. I'm going to let you choose like one of these 3 images for your token. And I am going to enforce a max supply of 9, which means it's 3 choices times by 3 choices. And then there can only ever be 9 tokens in total. So as people start to buy the tokens and mint them, their choices get limited, and then they end up with the last choice, right? And this is enforced because it's if once I create the series, it will have a name. So it's the series name with plus the these minting choices. So for example, like if I choose 2,2, it's 2,2, and that's hashed and that's stored in the contract and that's enforced. So when Vadim comes by, he can never get like a sort of an aquamarine background with a cat flipping a box. He can never have that token, only I can. So right away, you've created like unique NFTs enforced by the combination of this code and these minting parameter choices that you have offered as an artist. And you don't need to do smart contracts. You don't need to do anything. All you need to know is a little bit of JavaScript and how these minting values correspond with the maximum supply and whether or not you want to enforce that. If I don't enforce it, I go false, there could still be a maximum supply of 9 that's enforced, but everyone can be a cat flipping a box with like an aquamarine background. So if you think about the JavaScript actually being like, I saw something actually the other day, this is actually crazy. Yeah, I saw a snake game in JavaScript in 27 lines of code. So if you want to actually make, like take this JavaScript, there's no libraries here, and you want to make a snake game, and then you want to replace the snake, the background color, and the like that the head of the snake could be like, it could be a cat flipping a box. I'm obviously really bad at snake here. But basically the whole point is like, you can take a tiny bit of JavaScript and plunk it in this JS section, and then you can map the minting variables easily by just, like here, all I did was map color choice, object choice into color index and object index. And then I created like a standard set of characters you can choose from and background colors. And that's it. That's like period, full stop. So let's go ahead and create it just for fun and call it, dope stuff. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's all testnet, so it's just for fun right now. So I'm actually on Generate. There's no local host or anything like that. I'm just using the app as if you could use it. So then once I've made it, I can go to the series gallery and I can see dope stuff is here. I don't know why anything is. Oh, there's the cat. So I can choose color choice. And so I can cycle through these color choices and I can choose a character. Vadim is frantically trying to mint one right now, isn't he? I know how Vadim's mind works. He's like, I'm going to ruin your example. Anyway, so long story short, this is going to mint one, and then now nobody else can be that character with that background. So it's kind of cool. I mean, is it cool? I don't know, but does it have potential to be cool? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's super cool.
It's not in the market, but it's in my collection. So it won't be in the marketplace until I put it up for sale. Oh yeah, and then object color. Oh, sorry, I was a little bit sort of haphazard with like getting this out there. There's these other parameters. They don't do anything now, so it's just kind of stupid. But I can sell this, and I can just set a price one near, so you can buy it if you want. So now it'll be up in the marketplace. So long story short, that's the name of the game. If you want to mint artwork, if you want to be all, hey man, decentralized, you could link to IPFS images if you want, and like pay for decentralized storage or whatever. But yeah, so now that one's in the market. So cool. I don't know why it's so slow. I think it's because the frame rate, I based the character popping on the frame rate, and now the frame rate is like super slow because I got all these other things going on here. This is actual artwork. Like this is like an L, it's called like an L system. So this is kind of like I'm gonna sign out and sign back in because I'm the owner of that L system. So you can modify it when you own it. I'll show you just really quick the owner params, and then that's all for me sharing. So I own this L style 0, and I can like slow it down. So I can make it a little bit slower, the animation. It's not that slow, but I can speed it up much faster. And then I can turn off like the tilting. So you saw it was like askew, so I can turn it up. So I went through the code for this L system. It was in the processing examples. So I just kind of stole the code, right, from somebody. But I mean, they stole it from Hilbert, the mathematician. So, you know, whatever. Is it an L system or an S curve? I think Hilbert is the S curve guy, but whatever. So anyway, so there's like tilt, and then there's size min, size max. So you can have like big fat guys here. And then you can like add red. So there was not a lot of red. You can add, take out the blue because it's got a purple background. Now notice I can't change the background. The background was chosen when I minted it. And now that I've minted it with that background, I'm stuck with it. So I can't get out of this background. So you could do green there. The min max thing is a little confusing. Like it's not that intuitive, but basically you can mess around. I like the sliders. I think they're fun. Yeah, and then when you're done, you update it. And it's actually important to note, each time you update it, it's actually going to upload a new screenshot of what it looked like when you hit the update button. And so now when I share it, if I go to, I'll just go to the Twitter card validator, it'll pull a new image preview for this. It takes a while sometimes for Twitter servers to like figure this one out. Just a sec. Come on, I know you can do it, Twitter. Eventually. I don't know why it takes so long for them. Let me try the sharing debugger from Facebook, because they pull it pretty fast. Everyone's like right now, it's like, no, Facebook, man, it's Web3 kryptonite. Hey, it's where people are. So anyway, as you can see, the image was recently updated to this exact version of the token, but you saw the token before, right? It was all blue and shit. So that's something that I kind of worked on. It's custom. It's like a little bit outside of Near, but I know that if I were to share this with my friend, I'd want them to see not only what I own, but like to see that I actually can have influence over the NFT that I own. So then there's a big long URL because I didn't want to store like the URL like in an actual like I didn't want to create my own URL shortener. So basically encoded in this URL is the redirect URL back to the original token. So basically, and some information for the Facebook bots and stuff. So you get kind of like a big honking URL, like this giant blob. But you know, if you paste it into Twitter, they're going to shorten it anyways. So who cares, right? And I think I've shared these on Facebook Messenger with a few people, and I mean, the link just disappears or it gets short or whatever. So who cares? Yeah, that's it. That's my my generate crash test tutorial. I'll probably have to make a shorter 5-minute tutorial.
But may I ask you, because I tried to generate one NFT using Canvas myself, I just grabbed.
The answer is no, Vadim, you're wrong, and you did it completely wrong.
So just how should I identify? How should I run this visualization? Because in the example I saw, like, select your canvas with ID of tag, but you have just functional setup and run, and I have to use.
Well, that's because it's using this library. So it's using the P5.js library. So it's actually loading a library before it does the Canvas stuff. But you don't have to do this. Like if I get rid of this, and then let's say you want that's a good question, Vadim. Like I actually left it pretty open here, so you can actually do HTML, and then you can also come in here and you can do your own code. So you could just put canvas ID equals me, and then I think you know where this is going.
Yeah, wonderful. Now it's clear.
Yeah.
Get it.
So sorry, I haven't had any time to actually build up like proper canonical examples that you can learn from. But basically it'll take everything in here, everything in here, and everything in here, and it will put it in the right location. So you'll basically get the CSS will be a style tag in the head, the JavaScript will be a script in the head, and the HTML will be inside the page. So that's how it works, basically. And then these parameters are obviously, just custom. And this is what informs the actual series creation process. So this is how you tell the series, what it will become or what it is, right? It's kind of cool. Like, I don't know. I had fun making it, and it brings up an important question about standards, and we need to definitely standardize this stuff. What is a token type or a token series? How are they defined? How are they, sold on a market? And then I experimented with, a sort of very kind of svelte process for having a marketplace sale listing for a series, but not an NFT. And so each time you purchase one of the series, you're minting the NFT, and that's interesting. It comes with, like, obviously a whole bunch of challenges and problems, and we did a brief a brief live contract review with Eugene, Austin, Mike, to look at the potential kind of vulnerabilities and sort of like issues there, and if there was any room for optimization. We didn't find too much, but like I said, it was just really brief. But yeah, look for this kind of coming up. I'm probably signing myself up for creating like the multi-token standard or extension to our NFT contract, and this lazy minting or minting on demand kind of extension. But yeah, thanks for checking it out. I'm going to stop the recording now. Thanks everyone for joining, and we'll let Ryan take over and show us the Stripe POC. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, I got to stop recording. That's what I have to do. Okay.